Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the live stream for a Monday night. Heck, it's almost Tuesday. San Jose loses 6-2, but it's actually not the worst loss of the season, even though on the scoreboard, it might look like that. Not the way you want to start your homestand, and not the way you want it to go after 4 really good showings in a row. Like, win or lose in the Sharks' prior 4, they showed you a lot of good things. Tonight, not as many good things. And I also don't want to paint this as a complete disaster. It was a game where the Sharks, heck, scored 45 seconds in, but then were chasing the entire rest of the way. And let me just state right off the top, the big story for me is where this team has been and now where they're going next. What I mean by that is where they've been, 4 in a row, had played well, then tonight happened, and now where they're going next. 7 home games on this stand against all of the top 3 teams in the Western Division. So welcome to the live stream. I will take a look at the chat as it gets going here. There we go. It just popped up. Got me nervous there for a second, making me think I wasn't actually live. You always have to do the confidence check to make sure you're actually live streaming. But yeah, 45 ticks in. Brent Burns scores, and you're feeling like, all right, the Sharks are going to pick up where they left off, not only in the last 4 games, but also in their last meeting against Minnesota. Played well, earned a 5-3 win at the XL Energy Center way back on the first road trip of the season, first true road trip. And it turned out after that, if timing is everything for you, what's better and what's worse? Scoring 45 seconds in, that's pretty good. But what about allowing 2 goals within 11 seconds? Zuccarello off a turnover and off a 2-on-1. And then Kirill Kaprizov. He had been quiet as of late, but their rookie got his 4th on the season. And again, at 7:49 and at 8 minutes into the first period, Minnesota responds. And it wasn't just those 2 goals. It was gameplay after that. They really took control of the rest of the first period. And, you know, that's so unfortunate when you throw that first punch and you land that first blow. And I 1-0 lead, you know, that's why am I looking up there? If I want to look up there, I got to switch the camera up there. Come on, Brazil. Oh, and I also have to start the 10-minute timer. It's going to get late on me really fast here. But the question is, 6-2 loss, you're not expecting a 1-0 lead to carry you through the rest of the night, but what you do want to do is keep playing the way that got you the 1-0 lead. And first off, let me just mention, Brent Burns, that play to chip it to himself, to get around Brodin, to finish in tight, backhand, top shelf. Oh, filthy, filthy goal. I have to say, extremely impressed with that. And I'm also noticing here as I look at the live stream that there may be something happening because is nobody really popping up in the chat window at this point? Is it really that quiet on a Monday night? I suppose I could double check here, make sure stream's public. Yeah, no, we're on. We're rolling. Anyway, here's another thought about the Brent Burns goal. San Jose's blue line is responsible for 4 goals this season. Brent Burns has all of them. Now, I'm just saying, as you talk about a team that you want, you know, a deep scoring contribution from, you know, you're asking it you want it from your 3rd line, you want it from your 4th line, but you're also going to have to get goals from your blue line. That just has to happen. And clearly, with the exception of Brent Burns, it's just not happening. And I guess also it should be mentioned here while we're talking about San Jose's blue line. I'm interested to see when Šimek is able to come back. And I think it's a serious deal that Erik Karlsson went from a day-to-day situation with a lower body injury to what's being described as a week-to-week situation. And there is hope that he can come back sooner than later and that he can at least start skating Yeah, and when I say come back sooner than later, I mean like get back active again. But it is a concern that this is now a week-to-week situation for Karlsson. And in a shortened season already, there's a lot of questions. Now there's a lot more complications in handling this. Okay, Alden, I see you here on the chat, and I do appreciate that. And I have to wonder, you turned off the game after Minnie's third goal. So wait, you did not watch the post-game show? You didn't stick around for the antics of Brazil and Brown? No, you're quite loyal, so I will not fault you for that. How do I think Rudolph Balcers played? You know what? I think overall, for a young player like that, a younger player, to accept a second line assignment like that, glad to see it. We talked to him in the pregame show, and unfortunately couldn't match the goal from the other night. But no real complaints. I mean, look, no real complaints about the Sharks' top six. I mean, they are generally producing. And before tonight, and that's the other thing, we're talking about tonight versus the prior four, had been producing 5-on-5. Tonight, a little bit of a different story. I like Balcers, though. I do think that is one of the players, in addition to John Leonard, in addition to Ryan Donato, players that were not around last year, that I'm excited to see what steps they can take and how they can keep the opportunities coming this year. All right, so you're down 2-1 after one period, and that's unfortunate, right, that your lead got washed away so quick. It almost nullified scoring 45 seconds in when all of a sudden you're down 2-1, but then to allow a third goal to make it 3-1 at 3:36 into the second period, that really was kind of the backbreaker. And I do have to say, Ian Cole scored it. He was set up right in the slot. Ryan Hartman hit him with a centering pass. Minnesota's passing tonight was impressive. And the same thing with the Jonas Brodin goal, also later in the second period, 17:25, so just a couple minutes left. The one that made it 5-2 on the power play, great pass by Matt Zuccarello to get it to Brodin. Minnesota really, tonight looked sharp in their setups. I mean, scoring a goal is one thing, but a lot of times it's to me, it's what led to the opportunity, what led to even sometimes getting up the ice. How did you get in that scoring position? And I thought Minnesota's passing was extra sharp tonight. Again, this was not, it is one of the most lopsided scores of the San Jose season. We've seen them in a lot of close games, but it really did not have the feel of a total blowout. It really felt like the Sharks were grinding uphill all night long. And that was that. Another comment and conversation that I was thinking about the other day, and we dabbled a little bit of this into a little bit of this on our post-game show tonight. If you had to mention who are the Sharks' most valuable players through 17 games, a little bit more than a quarter of the way through the season, who are and it's not necessarily an easy or an obvious answer. I am leading to the fact that Logan Couture has now 10 goals on the season, and as of late, been pretty consistent with the production. And also a night where Brent Burns got a goal. And so those two players, to be quite honest with you, and I don't even know that one is well above and beyond the other, just in terms of most valuable. And I really think what we're looking for at this point is most consistent. Those two players have been the most consistent for San Jose this year. And that was a great play by Kane, muscling the puck, just getting it back anywhere close to Logan. It was also a great play by Logan's hands. I mean, my goodness, to wrangle that puck from behind the cage, to bring it around front and score on Kakkonen, it was amazing. So, on the flip side for the Sharks, was that the third time, I think, that Martin Jones has been pulled this year? What are you going to do? And especially after the Foligno goal where it went off Milosh's stick and knuckled over Jones's shoulder. It was a rough night for Jones. Don't get me wrong. And I think the Kaprizov goal was, not necessarily the 3-on-1 Zuccarello goal, but right after that, to allow 2 within 11 seconds and kind of getting rattled right there. The team was rattled. I mean, the whole situation got rattled. But I think that would be one he'd want to have another chance at. But, here's the question. Let's just sum it all up with 2.5 minutes left. And I actually might end this video on the early side tonight. It's just, for whatever reason, there's either not a lot of people who want to chat, or I'm just looking at the stream health here. Is everything okay? This video is whatever. It's just a quiet night, I guess. But let me say this. It matters most right now how fast you can get back to what you were doing. And I guess that's what I was saying before about where you've been and where you're going. It's where you've been is important. They've found kind of a blueprint over the last week. Lost it tonight. It's going to happen. That's not abnormal. Great teams have speed bumps once in a while. So the question to me is, on Thursday, against Las Vegas of all teams, how much of what you were doing can you regain? How quickly can you get back to that? And if you can, great. And tonight was a fluke, and not a fluke. I mean, look, you're playing against a good Minnesota team, but you can wash tonight away a lot easier if you get back to what you were doing on Thursday. And then there lies the other issue. What happens if you can't get back to it on Thursday? Next thing you know, you're playing the Avs again and St. Louis again. It gets a lot tougher. So my point here is that righting the ship and figuring out what tonight was all about, because it wasn't what we had been seeing from them, getting outscored 2-1 in the first, another rough second period, getting outscored 3-1 in the second period, 2 at even strength, and the last one on the power play. And then 1-0, the empty net in the third period. Don't really know what to make of that. Interesting that the Sharks got aggressive, pulled Dubnyk with about 5 minutes left to try and get back into this thing. And it would have got him. I mean, 5-3, more in the conversation. So, a loss tonight, 7-8-2, 16 points through 17 games. We talked about, surviving the road. They did that. I would hate to see it now where they can't capitalize a little bit at home, or at least get through another rough stretch in a different way instead of having things turn south here. Look at that. 13 seconds left, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to sign off here. I don't know what is going on with the chat. Yeah, Puck Guy, jolly old Brody. It's good to see you too, Eric. There's your timer. YouTube, what are you don't want me to talk to people tonight, YouTube? Is that what's going on? Anyway, I'll figure that out some other time. I got some more tricks up my sleeve, but that is going to do it for this evening because I'll be honest too, I'm hungry. I need some food. I need some dinner. I didn't eat dinner tonight, and it's past 11:30. Is it really a midnight snack if it's actually dinner? So Thursday's going to be interesting. Riley Smith, Jonathan Marchessault, Evander Kane, maybe Shemek is back. I don't know. Don't actually expect it, but maybe the Sharks game can be back. I would take that over anything else. I think, the Sharks had their first fighting major of the season tonight. Knizov, I hope you're okay still. There's a lot of blood really fast, but I got a feeling that Thursday is going to get chippy. I will see you then. I might also see you before then. But until then, have a good night, everybody.